Hello and welcome. Here is another video about SMMware, software for running your day-to-day business operations. This video provides a brief overview of settings related to QuickBooks Desktop. We also offer a separate video on the day-to-day usage of our QuickBooks Desktop integration. For a general overview of SMMware, please see our introductory video at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SMMware, or just search your YouTube app for SMMware. Okay, let's begin. Starting with a new installation of SMMware, the first thing we'd like to do is let SMMware know that we'd like to integrate with QuickBooks Desktop. Navigate to Admin, down to Settings, and then we'll click on the Edit button for Section 1, Basic Settings. Since we're logged in with a company owner level user, we'll have access to this last option should SMMware integrate with QuickBooks. We'll set that to QuickBooks Desktop and click on Save. Now we have two new commands appearing in our menu. We'll go to the last one, QuickBooks Desktop Settings. Navigate down to the bottom. This is where we would download the QWC file, which stands for QuickBooks Web Connector. But before we can do that, we have to set a username and password. Once we have appropriate usernames and passwords in place, the Save button becomes active. Now we can download our QWC file. From here we move into QuickBooks Desktop. Navigate to File and then Update Web Services. If you have other integrations in place, they may appear here on the screen. Otherwise, it'll be blank like you see here. Either way, you'll click on Add an Application. And navigate to our QWC file. QuickBooks will ask you to approve the security file certificate, after which the new integration will be added here. It's called SMMware QuickBooks Desktop Integrator. We'll go ahead and click on the checkbox at the far left. It'll ask us for the password. It's the same one that we just set from within SMMware. And we would recommend that you save the password to avoid having to put it in every time. And now the connection is complete. You can verify that by clicking on the Update Selected button. And the expected results is no data exchange required in green. What this means is that QuickBooks had a conversation with SMMware and they were able to speak to each other, and SMMware said that there wasn't anything to be done at this time. From here we can return to SMMware and continue on with the QuickBooks settings. Within this list of subcommands, we're going to start at the bottom. These are utilities for the clients, vendors, and associates, allowing you to import records. And this is something that you can use for a new site. You can use this to do your initial import. But also after that, the normal operation is to create clients, vendors, and associates within SMMware, allowing SMMware to copy them over to QuickBooks. However, sometimes people accidentally create records at QuickBooks, and then we need to match them up. Let's go ahead and look at the clients. The architecture within the QuickBooks Desktop integration again is that you put things into a queue here in SMMware, and we're going to queue a test run. What you're looking at down below would be the results of the last run. You can see that that one was a test run. Now we'll go ahead and open up QuickBooks. Go to File, Update Web Services. Make sure we have the checkbox at the left selected. Then we'll choose Update Selected from the top. Now QuickBooks is talking to SMMware and providing it with a list of clients, and then SMMware can compare that to existing clients and figure out which ones are new and which ones need to be synchronized. In order to see the results, you would come here and refresh the page. And it would tell you that for some of them nothing was done because they were already in the system and matching. And you might see a record that was a new client. This was a test run, so nothing was done. In a live run, they would of course have been created within the system. The other commands work in a similar fashion. When you do a live run and you click on that live run button, that's not your final chance. You still have a confirmation screen before anything actually happens. I'll move back to the upper section. The commands for the chart of account items, payroll items, and price levels, these are all supporting players that feed into the main command on this page, which is the edit settings command. Let's take a look at the chart of accounts command. SMMware keeps a copy of your chart of accounts that it got from QuickBooks, and it uses that to determine how to talk to QuickBooks for the configuration settings. Anytime you make a change over at QuickBooks, you'll want to come here and in-queue the accounts one more time and then process it within QuickBooks so that SMMware is aware of any changes. We have similar commands for the items, payroll items, and price levels. And again, all these things then feed into the main section, which is the edit settings subcommand. Towards the top of the page, we just have some configuration settings telling SMMware whether you want to copy hours, company expenses, and reimbursable expenses over to QuickBooks, also any travel pay to employees. The difference again between a company expense and a reimbursable expense is that the employee would have used a company credit card in the case of the company expense, and they would have paid out of pocket for the reimbursable expense and then need to be repaid by the company. Copying travel has to do with paying them for their travel based on distance. So it won't apply if you pay your employees for travel based on hours. If you're not using job codes within SMMware, then you'll use these service items for copying the flat fees, expenses, discount items, and payment items. In this next section for matching accounts, when you copy to between SMMware and QuickBooks, you need to know which accounts are used, and this is where you can determine, configure those. These question marks give you additional information. So for instance, for the reimbursable credit account, we want some sort of cost of job materials. And for the mileage, it would be a travel expense account. For banking, you're going to tie to a checking account, so on and so forth. At the bottom, you can see a list of the service items. And if you are not using job codes, then the rate is determined by a drop-down. So we'll come here to the jobs listing. We're going to start a new job. And here's the hourly rate. And you have to choose from a predefined set. And that set comes from the items that are selected here. Going back to the idea of service items, if you are not using job codes, this is the section that you need to configure. If you are using job codes, then within SMMware, you come to Admin, Settings, and then you go to Section 6 for job codes. And here you will see a list of job codes. Each row is one job code. And at the right, you've got a drop down for QuickBooks Desktop items, and you simply match that job code in SMMware to the service item that you want to use for QuickBooks Desktop. We hope you found this video helpful. To find out more, visit our website at www.smmmware.com, or you can call us at 240-285-4619 with questions. SMMware is an industry partner with NASM, the National Association of Senior Move Managers. We appreciate your time and hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.